What's going on, everybody? Tonight's the Deuce season 2 episode 8 aired, and this is the second to last episode in this season. Next week will be the season finale. And if you're new to my channel, this is me. Welcome, and I hope that you enjoy this review. But this is me continuing my review series for the Deuce season 2. If you haven't watched all my previous reviews for each episode, go back and check those out because they're all really informative, and we have good discussions down in the comments. Stuff like that, and you can just join in on the discussion. I would love to talk to you about this show and everything that's going on down in the comments below. But yeah, and if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for all the support. I really do appreciate it. And we're just gonna dive right in. So if you're new to this and you don't already know who stars in this show, it's James Franco and Megan Gyllenhaal. They are our two main characters, and there are so many other phenomenal actors and actresses in this show. It's just they are the main characters. That I get the sense that they're the main characters, so I just list them off, because if I was listing every kind of main character off this show in every episode, it would just take me forever. So just name them off. And this episode was directed by Tanya Hamilton, and yeah, we're just gonna dive right into this. So also, if you're new to how I do my reviews and watch my reviews, or you've watched old reviews but you're new to my newer ones, I have started giving spoilers away. I just talk about every little detail about the show and my thoughts and opinions about every little aspect of it. I was doing reviews without spoilers, but I felt like I was just repeating myself every week on whether it had enough character development, whether it didn't. It got real repetitive, and so I decided, you know what, I'm just not going to tiptoe around anymore, and I'm just going to talk about it. And everyone seems to like these a lot more and how I do them, and I like them personally a lot more, and I feel like I do a better job reviewing them and explaining why I like it or why I don't like it. So yeah, if you haven't watched this week's episode, I would click away right now and then come back, watch it, and then come back and join us for the discussion down in the comments. But yeah, we're just going to dive right in. So, this week's episode picked right up where the last week's kind of left off, with Vincent getting shot up at with Rudy with him. And it's about Rudy, Vincent, Black Frankie, and the one guy that's kind of Rudy's second in command, tracking down this one guy who is working with Candy over on the film, committee, and not film committee, like working with her for her movie and getting people to market it out and distribute it and stuff like that. And they go and get him, and because he kind of knows everyone on the street, and he would know whether or not they would who would have a hit out, because I want to say he works for Rudy's competitor, the other mob family, who's also involved in the movie, but we'll get into that later in this discussion. And so they go and look at him, and they threaten to kill him and stuff like that. And even Vincent picked up the gun. It was really, I was actually thinking that Vincent might shoot him, but of course Vincent doesn't, and he doesn't know anything. So that leads to Rudy going to ask his competitor, I guess leader, or somewhat higher up in the other mob family's place, and asking him, and of course he didn't know anything about it. But he did mention that one of the guys that Rudy recently let go of, who is the alcoholic, that was the getaway driver for Big Mike and Black Frankie in their heist, he kind of left them and shit, or he was drunk when they got back, I can't remember which one, and how he was unreliable, so they fired him. That he was out on the street trying to either get work or kind of out for revenge on Rudy. So maybe he was the one that tried to drive by and shoot up Vincent, because Vincent is a kind of a big player for Rudy and help him bring in money. So that's my hunch on what they did. And also, they talked about how he had a business proposition and going in on Lori and buying Lori out and from CC, and going about making her career jump out even more than it already is. And that's when they also found out that both of their mob families has investment into Candy's movie Red Hot. And whether or not that plays out well, I don't know, because they might, think that the mob is going to try to fuck each other over. Who knows? That's kind of what they hinted at for the next episode. But I don't know how all that's going to play out, but they are now both invested in Lori and helping her career shoot off because she's now away from Cece. And that was really intense because, my God, Cece basically, Lori, I think, actually loved Cece. And Cece actually, I think, loved her, but she still had to leave him for her job. But yet, she still could have been with him, just not, one of his girls, but his girl. And I think that he didn't see it that way. If you're not, bringing money in for me as, one of my properties, then you're no good to me. And that really hurt her, and he, took her out and basically was treating her like a prostitute again, took her up to a hotel room and basically bent her over and fucked her hard and raw and shit like that. And I don't know, you could always tell that Cece was that type of person, and I've never really liked his character. So, and I'm gonna get to what happens later on with his character, but my God, I fucking loved it, and I loved exactly how they did it. So, that whole scene was, very intense, and I don't know whether or not Lori is going to go back to Cece eventually. Who knows? I hope, or try to go back to Cece, actually. I don't know, but I am very curious to see where they take her character, because she's going to LA with her manager now. So I'm very interested to see how big her career takes off. Then you got Candy, whose son is actually wanting to watch her movie, and he's like, "Is it rated R?" Because she says it's for adults, and this shit was hilarious to me. She's like, "It's for adults," and he's like, "Is it rated R? Because if it is, I can go watch it if you come with me." She's like, "No, I don't think you need to watch this one." He's like, "Is it X rated?" And she's like, "It doesn't have a rating yet." But he's like, "Well, I'll eventually have to watch it," or, stuff like that. And she's like, "Nah, you don't need to watch this one." And he's like, "But I want to watch it." I mean, shit, if he watches it, your mom has a sex scene in it. Probably a couple, actually. That's going to traumatize that boy. And it's the fact that she just won't come out and tell him that it's actually a porno film that's real classy and actually is a movie with a lot of fucking, and that you act in it also and get fucked in it. I don't know. I have a feeling she's eventually going to have to tell him. But as he gets older, I have a feeling in the next season maybe he'll jump a couple more years and they'll have him watching just be totally scarred, and her having to explain exactly what she does for a living and what she used to do for a living. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out. But then you have her in the movie, and she has all these ideas, and she's going over it with the guy that's editing the movie together. And I guess that he kind of thought that, they get along really well, and I think that they're sleeping together. She kissed him on the lips, but I'm not exactly 100% sure about that. But he actually really likes her ideas, and it's just she was giving him a lot, so he asked her to go away and let him work, and then asked her to step outside and take a walk so he could work without her breathing over him, and giving him even more ideas and telling him how to fix things. And then he's like, "I'm not trying to be a dick. They're really good ideas." And you can just tell him, "I'm not trying to be a dick, but they're really good ideas. So just let me get to work, and you come back and check it out, and then you can give me more ideas and how you opinions and stuff and how you want it done." So I really do like that, and I like that she's so dedicated to this movie. She knows exactly how she wants it. She can envision every little detail about it. I honestly think she has the whole movie visioned out in her head, exactly every single shot, every little detail and picture quality in the scene. Everything's just all in her head, and she knows exactly how it has to be, and if it's not there, she's going to tell you. And that's exactly how a filmmaker has to, look at things. Of course, sometimes, studios and stuff, want to do things differently and have say, and I have a feeling that's where next week's episode and getting it out, because they're going to, it kind of sounded like when they were talking about the film that they just see it as a porno, and it's not really a porno. It's actually a really artsy-fartsy film that just has a lot of fucking in it, that is a classy porno. And I don't see the guys in this show really getting that yet, because they just see porn as something guys just jack off to. But this is supposed to be like a movie that you can actually watch, and it's kind of like one of those eroticism movies that I'm trying to think of one that I guess would be considered a really good movie that has just a lot of fucking in it. I think the Nymphomaniac one that has Shia LaBeouf in it, that might be considered one. I'm not 100% sure, but, or you could just say this show. It's about, the lives and shit like this, but it has a lot of fucking in it. So it could be something like that. I don't really know exactly what you would call that. I know there's a word for it and, like, a specific reasoning behind it. I just don't know exactly what that would be. And then you have Paul, who is, his new club opened up, and he is at this strip club with his boyfriend, and his boyfriend's talking about how, he did that one movie, and he kissed the guy, and now he's labeled, and he can't really get work. So it looks like they're going to go into him wanting to be opening up a theater, and so I think he's gonna get back in bed with Rudy and them for funding and stuff like that. But at the same time, I also didn't get the point of the strip club scene. I get that you're with him, but what was really the point? You could have just had them say, like, at the club or something, talking, and then or just skip to them in bed talking about that. I don't really see why you needed that strip club scene. Maybe it has a meaning down the road, but I didn't get it. So there's that. It didn't make sense and flow with the thing, because all it was just a bunch of guys watching him strip and Paul getting really excited and enjoying it. So who knows? Let's see. You got Darlene, who is actually getting a normal job, because I think she's pregnant. Yeah, she is pregnant, and she's getting a normal job. So I'm curious to see where that's going to go, because there's no way in hell that maybe... Actually, I have a feeling that... fuck, how am I forgetting his name, too? Her pimp. Yeah, I can't think of it right now, but I always forget his name. I want to say it's like... James. No, it's not James. I don't know. But I don't know how he's going to respond to it, and it looks like they're going to show that in next week's episode too. But there's a lot setting up for him, because he's getting into more, films, because he's branching out to be an actor, and I'm really enjoying his character, and I've loved his character in this season from him, changing how he is, because, yeah, he was a pimp, but I feel like this is what he was meant to do, and you can tell that he's really enjoying it more than he was being a pimp. So yeah, you got that, and I loved when he was on the farm scene set, and like it's down south, and they're talking, and he's like talking like someone down south back in the Civil War era as a slave, I'm guessing, and he's like, nah, this isn't correct. No, I'm going to speak normal English like all these white people speak, And I found that funny that he was telling the guys that, no, this ain't going to fly. I'm going to do it how I want to do it. And, it's going to be better. And then you got the one girl that he's working with. She's like, yeah, if he's going to do that, can I not say can't and just say can't? And it's like, I'm from the South. Who the fuck says can't? It sounds like you're saying tank, but with a C. It's can't. I don't know. I don't know why the fuck they kind of did that. I guess that was the joke, but not all Southerners talk like that. I guess the real redneck ones do, but most Southerners don't. Like, I don't. So you got that, but I found that funny. Yeah, I don't know. I am really enjoying this season. I'm enjoying it more than season 1, for sure. I've said that in just about every review for this season. But I really am. Vincent, and, he went home, and we actually got to meet him and his and Frankie's dad. Because you've been kind of telling that he wants to get married again, and he wants to marry Abby, but she's not quite there. But actually, I think that she is, and she just hasn't showed it to him yet. But at the same time, I'm curious if he's going to go back home to his kids, because he hasn't really seen his kids since he left them. And his dad was talking about, yeah, I fucked around on your mom, but at the same time, I came home to you kids. So, who knows? I honestly don't with his character. But, and then Abby, I have a feeling something's going to happen because she's part of that movement that, is trying to get prostitutes off the street and try to help them out or help them out with medicine and stuff like that. And she's kind of pissing off the pimps. And Cece and the pimps all had a little comp meeting, and Rodney was for it, but Rodney's also kind of strung out, and it looks like he's about to rob like a drugstore in the next episode, so he'll probably go to prison, or he'll die in a shootout. And then this one guy says we got to send them a message and stuff like that, and Cece was off against it, so maybe the message that he's going to send, because I have a feeling he is going to send it, is maybe he either burns down the hi-hat and Abby's inside of it, or, he's going to kill Abby, something like that. And if that's the case, that's going to break Vincent even more than he's already kind of broken about being in the mob stuff, and he's going to feel like he's responsible for that. Because in the preview for next week's episode, it looked like it was him standing over someone being buried. So I don't know who that is, and that's what makes me think it might be Abby. But at the same time, it might be Frankie, because Frankie and his brother-in-law, who runs the parlor, Cece went over there because Cece wants Lori's check from Red Hot, his commission of that, because Frankie's a producer and he ain't got the money, and because the movie's not out and it's not making revenue yet, it's just taking money to make it, but it's not bringing any money in. So he tells him that, and Cece's like, nah, that's not going to work. And then with his brother-in-law, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, it just came to me, the pimp's name is Larry. But anyways, the brother-in-law is like, he's how Cece is aggravating and like he likes to tick people off, and I guess he likes doing that lighter thing that he does with flipping it on and off the cap with a Zippo lighter. So it's bothering the brother-in-law. He made the mistake of telling him and saying to stop. So that just made Cece want to do it more. And then he started talking about his wife and how he's probably fucking around with all his girls, and like maybe I'll just stop by your home and tell your wife about your job and stuff like that. And then he got super pissed and kind of stabbed Cece with, I want to say, a screwdriver or something. And then they got into a fight, and then Frankie ended up coming out and bashing Cece over the head with a hammer. And then Black Frankie walked in like, damn, y'all killed that dude. So the episode ends with them all kind of standing around Cece's dead body, and the brother-in-law's like, get a tarp. So honestly, I don't know how that's going to go, but I did say, if you go back, I did say that Cece wasn't going to make it to the end of the season, and I was right, because Cece's character just has no role in this new world, so I'm very curious to see how everything plays out. Also, Larry's girl that went to prison for him after that sting, and he kind of never went and visited her, she's back, so now that Cece's gone, maybe her and her girlfriend, they were lovers, might get back together. I don't know. I'm very curious to see how they enroll her character back into this, because she kind of just disappeared and we never heard from her, but now she's out. So I'm very excited to see where this last episode takes us. I'm also very interested to see where season 3 takes us. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys are enjoying these reviews. I know I'm enjoying bringing them to you. Also, I really am enjoying the show. Hopefully you guys are too. Like I said, let's just talk about all the stuff going on in this show down in the comments. We can talk about whether we like it, whether we don't, our predictions, our speculations for what's to come. You guys can tell me if I'm completely full of shit and I'm completely wrong. It might be y'all's opinion. I personally really like this episode, except for I just don't get the whole strip club, but I think the acting, directing, everything is just superb in this show, just like in every episode that has come out for it. So yeah, I'm going to give the Deuce Season 2, Episode 8 a 4.8, just because of the strip club, I don't get it. But yeah, like I said, comment down below, let's talk about it. If you have any new TV shows you'd like me to check out and review, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. I am looking forward to new things, because the Deuce is in next week, so is The Mayans, which is another show I review, and then The Walking Dead, and like 4 episodes will be ending for the mid-season finale, so I'm looking for new TV shows to watch and review. If you have any like Netflix series that might be coming out, I could watch the whole season and not review the whole season at once, but do like an episode a day and review it and upload it. We could do something like that. So yeah, I'm just open to suggestions. Also, In the description, I have links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages for the channel. You can click on over there for updates on personal life, things I'm working on, TV shows I might be checking out, things I might do like a survey type deal and like give you 2 TV shows. Which one would you prefer a review for? Which one you wouldn't? Might get some thoughts and opinions from you guys. Also, I might give away some digital copies from some Blu-rays and DVDs over there. So you never know. Just follow me over there to see what all goes on over there. And yeah, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button because it really does help me out. Also, share it with all your friends, family, everyone that you know, and even people that you don't know. And hit that subscribe button for more awesome content like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.